Nation. Shout out for the $2 holler already. I didn't even start, but thank you. I appreciate it. Raider fam for life. What's good? What's good? Trying to console my misery with your donations. I appreciate I appreciate you. I appreciate you. What it do, man? What's good? What's good? Another. Actually, not another. Just the first filthiest loss we've had. Um, it didn't look good, man. It wasn't just Gino. It wasn't just the play calling. It was all the above: offense, special teams, blocking, getting to the quarterback, pass rush. Man, it was all just nasty, nasty work out there. Not even nasty. It was filthy. Nasty is an understatement. But man, we got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. The Las Vegas Raiders are headed in the wrong direction, right? Pete Carroll came in and said, "We are on a win now," right? This is not a rebuild. Max Crosby has quoted, "I'm not here for a rebuild." Your best player on the whole entire team for the last however 8 years says he's not here for a rebuild. Well, when Pete Carroll was asked, "You said this wasn't a rebuild. Do you still stand by that?" His answer was, "It's going to take more time than I thought. We're going to get there, but it's going to take more time than I thought." That's not going to cut it, bro. That's not going to cut it. That is not going to work. Raider Nation is tired of waiting. We're tired of the lies. We're tired of being fed the bullshit day in and day out, every single year, every single offseason, from a head coach that comes in and says, "We're going to win. We're not starting at the bottom. We're not tearing it down. We're not rebuilding." But you let our best players go. We released another linebacker, and Jermaine Pratt, who has been pretty much our best linebacker, not named Jamal Adams, been on the grass more than anybody. And he's gone. And he's gone. Didn't travel with the team. No explanation. The team felt like they should move forward. Now, there's been no talk about it, right? Nothing going on in Raider Nation. Now, all of a sudden, I hear, that little birdie in my ear saying Jermaine Pratt might have been a problem in the locker room, right? He was frustrated with players. He was frustrated with coaches, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, you were fed bullshit just like everybody else in Raider Nation, right? You were brought in, told this was a win now team. Pete Carroll has never lost, never had a season where he hasn't won 10 games, right? He wins 10 games every year. This is what Pete Carroll does. And we're 1-4. And we're 1-4. So Jermaine Pratt, man, salute to you. Thanks for everything you did for the nation. But you weren't the only one that moved on. You weren't the only one that moved on. Amari Cooper, after one flipping week, said, "I'm done with this team. I'm going to retire. I'm done with the NFL." 1 week was all it took. Was it Gino? Was it the offense? Was it the way this team is being coached? Because if you look at if you look at Max Crosby's press conference, he's fed up with this bullshit, right? You could see it in his face. He didn't have to say anything. All he said was, "I haven't watched the tape." You sound like Pete Carroll. "I haven't watched the tape. I haven't watched the tape." I'm so sick and tired of people not watching the tape. You were on the flipping field. You were there. You know what the players next to you were doing. You know what the plays called were coming in, right? So how can you say you got to watch the tape, man? You were on the grass. Speak up and say. Because look, miss me with that bullshit, because I was one saying it too, but miss me with this bullshit about we can't keep firing coaches. Wrong. If we don't get it right, you keep firing coaches, right? If you own a restaurant and you hire a cook and he screws up every single meal, you keep letting him go until he learns how to do it? No, because your restaurant is going to be closed. The people, your fans that come in to your restaurant are not going to come in no more. They're not going to come in for shitty food they don't want because you hired a cook that wasn't qualified. And I'm not saying Pete Carroll's not qualified. But Gino obviously was not, bro. He was not qualified for this position. He was not qualified to rebuild a team, right? His time in Seattle, he took over for a 2-time Super Bowl team. They've been to the Super Bowl twice. They won one, they lost one. That was a Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll team with the Legion of Boom defense that if you made mistakes, the defense got you the ball back, gave you another chance, another opportunity. We don't have that here. We don't have that here. It was easy for Pete Carroll to move on from Russell Wilson, who some say, you know, was getting worse with age. But his time in Denver didn't show that. 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I mean, that's upper echelon quarterback play. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you look at it. Now you have the, you know, the top tier, like Burrow, like Patty Mahomes, right? But Geno's not that. It's not that. He won because he took over a team that was a Super Bowl caliber team. You could see by his plays. You could see by his comments in the press conference. He don't care. He said nothing phases him, right? Nothing phases him. He don't mope. He don't get down. Bro, you should be phased. You're ass. You're ass. You can't make the throws. You hold the ball way too long. And it's not just him. It's Chip Kelly. You're the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL. Why are you not helping your quarterback that you know takes sacks? He took 50 sacks last year. 50 plus sacks last year. It wasn't all the offensive line. I tried to tell y'all. I did the film review. I broke it down for you. I showed you over and over and over and over, play after play, why Geno was not the guy to pay $66 million. But everybody said, oh, you're just blind. You're just a hater. You're a racist. Fuck out of here, bro. Come on. The film don't lie. It doesn't lie. You had DK Metcalf. You could just throw the ball in the air to, and he would come down with it 70, 80% of the times. You had Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is one of the top receivers in the NFL right now. He's killing it this year. You had Tyler Lockett. You had, I don't know, Chardonnay, the running back. You have Walker the third, fourth, whatever the hell, fifth, sixth, seventh. You had players on that team, bro. And a defense. That's why you were good. And when those players started to drop off and lost to free agency or retire or move on, Geno's numbers dropped. Geno's numbers dropped. But Pete Carroll said, no, Tom Brady, don't go get Matthew Stafford, right? Tom Brady said, I don't want Sam Darnold. Tom Brady, the GOAT, right? The guy that's supposed to change this around said, I don't want Sam Darnold. You don't want Sam Darnold? Look how Sam Darnold's doing in Seattle. He's not losing them games. He sure the hell doesn't have 3 interceptions in any game, let alone 2, which should be 4. He should easily have 4 interceptions and 3 interceptions in 4 games. Easily. The defense had more drops than our offense did. And we sit here and sit here and sit here and say, oh, we can't blow it up. We can't get new coaches. I was one of those dudes. I'm still that dude. You can't keep blowing shit up. But you can't keep running shit the way it's running. Obviously, there's not people happy in the locker room. Everybody in the locker room, unless you're Ray Charles, can see that there's favoritism with Geno. Favoritism. Remember the Russell Wilson days? Didn't he have his own office? Didn't he have his own office above the field? Favoritism. Pete Carroll, favoritism. We can't have that here, bro. Max Crosby is already bigger than the Shield. Nothing against Max Crosby. He's a great player, but he's bigger than the Shield because everybody in Raider Nation thinks he's the greatest player that's ever stepped on the grass. Greatest players that never to step on the grass don't have off games. Don't have 2 off games. Don't have games where they do absolutely nothing, right? Those players are on the sidelines, yelling at their players, motivating their players, building their players up. So we have one player that is above the Shield, and if you think he's not, bro, I mean, come on, just Just look on social media anywhere. Max Crosby is way, way bigger than Raider Nation. If you talk about trading Max, Raider Nation loses their mind. Max is a damn good player. He is top 5 defensive end in the NFL, but he's not the best. He knows it. Why do you think he tweets every single time the Raiders do something? More is required. More is required because he knows more is required, not just of the team, but of himself. He knows that. The only way this franchise turns around is to do what I said last year. Go out, get an up-and-coming guy. That's an OC. Like the Bears did. Right? Who is that guy? It's Mike LaFleur. I said it all offseason. Mike LaFleur. His brother coached with the offense, right? For the Rams. Sean McVay, one of the best coaches in the NFL, comes from a damn good coaching tree. Why are we not plucking from that tree? Why do we just sit here constantly, and wait for shitty fruit to fall? Why are we not plucking from the top of the tree? We're taking a 74-year-old guy, and nothing against Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. I've always been a Pete Carroll fan. But maybe, just maybe, your blueprint is fading and people can't read it. Maybe it's outdated. Maybe it needs to be updated. Maybe your evaluation of players, like Kai Blue Kelly, who is the worst in the NFL, 367 yards given up. The only player closest is the Denver safety at 280. He's over 180 yards given up more than any player in the NFL. But Pete Carroll refuses to put anybody else in because he believes in Kai Blue Kelly, because he's coached him before, because he has some kind of relationship there like he has with Geno. We're never going to win like this. We're never going to win like this. We're going to be a bottom franchise forever until the day I die. Because I'm going to have a heart attack yelling and screaming at this damn phone. This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. We need to move on from Pete Carroll. You have to tell him, bro, we don't want to fire you. You come out, you tell Raider Nation, you can't take it. You're retiring, right? Giving up. Because what good is he doing us? He's gone in 3 years. By then he'll be 77. He already has problems stuttering. He already can't think. You know, when you ask him questions, he gets flustered. This is not what we need. We need youth. We need change. We need somebody that knows the players, that mixes with the players. 74-year-old man is like my grandpa, dude. I'm not going out there playing for my grandpa. I'm not trying to learn from this dude that, forgot more than I'll ever know. Come on, man. I don't care about your energy. I don't give a shit you can run up and down the field or you can throw the ball better than our damn quarterback who you think is elite. I don't care about that. What I care about is this team going in the right direction, and we're not. We're heading in the wrong direction. We're worse than we were last year. We're worse than we were with Dick Daniels. And we just keep getting worse. We let our best players go. Come on, man. This shit has got to stop, bro. It has got to stop. We as the nation, because this Raider team is nothing without this fan base. Without us, they are not afloat. What, are they going to have home fans come in every single game? Who's going to buy their jerseys? Who's going to buy their merchandise? It's us. It's us. And the main ones that have 200,000 minions keep feeding the nation bullshit instead of educating them. Garner is better than AOC. Come on, man. Geno is better than AOC. Come on, man. I would much rather pay a guy that's developing, that has upside a little bit, even if it's a little bit at his age, 1.4 mil, than pay a guy that's 34 years old and still can't read defenses. $34 million a year. $66 million guaranteed. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Again, I love Pete Carroll, but this wasn't a good choice, man. I was wrong. And like I said, I wanted Mike LaFleur. I wanted a young coach. right? What's Mike LaFleur's brother doing right now? He's coaching one of the best teams in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers. That's what he's doing. Where did he come from? The Sean McVay tree. Green Bay said, damn, I'm plucking from the top of this tree. I'm getting the good fruit, not the bottom falling shit that's already on the ground rotten. It's time for a change, man. We need to boycott. We need to boycott. Don't bitch to get people fired, right? Because Antonio Pierce, yes, he was a young coach. Yes, he made mistakes. But he took what he could get at offensive coordinator. He also has somebody above him that they brought in that was a lightning bolt, a Chargers fan, a discharger, and you think that's going to work. Somebody that spent almost his whole career with our rivals, and you're going to bring him in and think it's going to light a fire under our team and it was going to work? It was horrible. Champ Bailey was in the building. We were winning. We were doing shit. We were going somewhere. AP is the only coach that I can remember in my 50 years of being a Raider fan that in one season had two games with no penalties. No penalties. That's commitment to excellence. But nah, these damn creators ran him out of town because, AP's not a good coach. And maybe he wasn't. But maybe in time he would have been. Because he had these guys playing for him. Yes, he lost the locker room. But not all of it. A lot of these guys still want him back. A lot of these guys still want Gruden back. What's Gruden doing, right? He won his shit. Can he coach again? Call him up. Bring Gruden back. Bring Carr back. Let's start it all over again. What should have never been blown up in the first place? Carr and Gruden. Because Carr on one leg with one arm is better than Geno's ever been in his life. Ever. That dude gave his blood, sweat, and tears for this damn team. He played hurt. He played injured. And now everybody's like, Derek Carr's the greatest. Do you see him up there, doing film breakdown? Fuck out of here with that, man. How's everybody doing today? What's good? I'm going to stop ranting. Anybody in here? Is it just me? What's good? Pete Carroll is the problem. No shit. I can't agree more. Appreciate you. The season is over. But let's not go crazy. We still have players in the building that want to win. It's not like Pete Carroll's is totally trash. Now, some of the things he's doing is wrong, right? Completely wrong. You move JPJ from center to right guard. He's playing damn good at right guard. That's not the problem. The problem is Meredith is still struggling at center, and you're afraid to admit it. 21 people in there. Hit these like buttons, man. Come on. All the people that have been in and out here, I got 6 likes. I'm going on a rampage. I'm on a roll here, and I got 6 likes in the building. Damn. Help your guy out, man. Raider fan for life, what it do? Raider Menace, appreciate you in the building. Who else we got up in here? And no, I'm not apologizing for my yelling and screaming and my rant. What's good, Jason Ruiz? Chronicles of the Black Hole. Thank God for the Dodgers. I'll lose my mind with this bullshit. Yeah, man, that's not over yet either. So until they got another ring. Share this live, man. Get this out there. Get more people in here. My voice needs to be heard. I'm telling y'all. How much when you're making $33 million in Vegas in Blue Chews? Bro, you get a lot of Blue Chew for 33 mil, bro. I mean, he got a wife. Don't assault Gino like that. Man, Vegas was a bad idea, bro. And I said I had mixed feelings, right? I spent 25 years of my life growing up in Vegas. I worked in a union out there. I set marble and stone in every single casino you've ever been in if you've ever been to Vegas. I did some shit in there, right? Some work in there. And probably some shit in there too while I was working. But another subject. So I knew it was going to be a good and a bad thing. The bad thing is the city never sleeps, man. There's so many places to go and get in trouble. You could party anytime you want. There's clubs open Monday through Sunday, non-stop. They don't close down. You got every single strip club you can think of with every kind of woman from every thing you could think of on the planet. Vegas is a distraction. It's a distraction for a football team. It's a distraction for a rookie football player without his family for the first time in his life besides college, right? If you're not married, if you don't have a girlfriend, if you don't have no friends and you go to Vegas, it's a good way to be rolling into practice still smelling like alcohol and smoke. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. The Eagles are better than the Raiders? Well, damn, you're a genius, bro. That guy. You are that guy. You are that guy. The Eagles are better than the Raiders. Come on, man. Were they better than the Broncos? That's not true. I said trading Max last year instead of paying him that money. I mean, I was iffy on it, right? I was swaying back and forth like a damn swing on a rope, right? Tire swing. But I agreed with it too, right? There's the good and the bad. There's the good and the bad. Max Crosby really didn't need that extension. And at Max Crosby, if you're listening, or anybody in the Raiders is listening and want to play it for Max Crosby, that's fine. I ain't hiding from nobody. If Max Crosby really wanted to win now and not be in a rebuild, he would have said, I don't want that extension. I don't want it. I don't want it. Just make sure I have guaranteed money, so if I get hurt like he did and miss half the season, I get paid for it, right? Because, I mean, you know, it's the NFL, right? It's a dangerous sport. You should get paid for what you do. However, if you really wanted to win, like Tom Brady did, he was never the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, ever, ever. He took less money. He took pay cuts. So he could bring in guys to protect him on the offensive line. So he could bring in guys to throw the ball to. So he could bring in guys to get him the ball back every time they needed it. But Max wants more money, more money. And you signed a 2-year deal. So in 2 more years, we got to deal with this shit again. Trade Max Crosby, bro. Trade Max Crosby. Let him go somewhere. He deserves better. We deserve better. And having Max Crosby in the building when you have that asset, look, if you're a homeless person on the street and you have say some heirloom that's, you know, worth $100,000 that your grandma gave you or your grandfather gave you, and you're homeless and you're hungry and you're not eating, you just gonna hold on to the heirloom until you die? Or are you gonna give that shit up for a better cause? Sell it, get money to get back on your feet and to start your life over again and live right. Right? That's what the Raiders need to do. Right now, we're a sinking ship with so many holes, they don't make enough plugs for. They don't make enough plugs for the holes we have. So, what the fuck? What are you messaging me about? All right, man. So yeah, look, if this team ever wants to be good, you got to use your assets. And I know it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt Raider Nation. It's going to hurt everybody, right? Because everybody loves Max Crosby, and we want to see him win here. He's given his life to this team. He's given everything he has to this team. He's played hurt. He's done all of that, right? We've seen it all. But on that other hand, he deserves better. He deserves to go to a team where it's not a rebuild after 7 years, right? Where he has a chance to be defensive player of the year, where he has other players on the team so he's not getting triple teamed every single game, so he can do what he has to do, right? In the Raiders, the only way we come up out of the bottom of the mud, because right now we're so far in the mud, the only thing that's keeping us afloat is a straw. We got a straw barely sticking up out of that shit. And that's the only thing that's keeping us breathing. Like, we're bottom feeding team right now. The players we have, the players we've drafted that they're not putting on the field, and we'll get to that in a minute. I'll go back on a rant here and again. All right. Appreciate everybody with the shout outs. Let me get to it. Go through all this. Fuck everything up. Raider fan for life. Shout out for the $2 holler. I don't see any other fucking shit. Raider fan again. You're texting me over and over and over again. Damn this kid, bro. I swear. I swear. Now I lost my spot, and all y'all comments are gonna get unread because of some selfish mofo. Selfish. 6 and 7. How much you money making? $33 million. Got to that. All right, so I'm somewhere past this. Max Crosby. Bro, making some points. Appreciate you, Donuts Duncan. But this is the thing, man. This is the thing. It's gonna hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt. But so do bad relationships, right? If you're in a bad relationship and you're miserable constantly because somebody just constantly pisses you off and is just on the wrong side of you constantly, sometimes you got to cut the ties. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for both sides. But sometimes you have to move on. Just rip the Band-Aid off, right? And Max Crosby doesn't deserve this, and either does Raider Nation. Nobody should ever be bigger than the Shield. And Max Crosby is, and he has been. Whether you want to agree with it, disagree with it, acknowledge it, disacknowledge it, it doesn't matter. It's the fact. He has been, and he remains and continues to be. But he's an asset. He's an asset. Like that coin that your grandma or grandfather gave you, worth $100,000, right? That you've been carrying around homeless. Why continue to be at the bottom when you have assets to get out of it? No, it's not what everybody wants. But come on, man. Come on. There's teams that do the same thing. The Dallas Cowboys just traded the best, and I will say the best, defensive end in all of football. He's going to have a gold jacket. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Micah Parsons is crazy good. Crazy good. His numbers compared to Max, minus the tackles for a loss on a running back. But even those numbers are right there. But all the other numbers, blowing them out of the water, bro. The Cowboys moved on. They moved on. They're still hanging in there. Their season's not done, right? And if you look at the way the Raiders played without Max Crosby when he's injured, it seems like the team just plays a lot harder when everything is not surrounded around one player, right? When you have a bunch of star players and you can focus around a bunch of players instead of one, because right now we have one. It's the man. They take him away and our defense does nothing, right? They pick the rest of it apart. But if you get rid of that asset and you get 2 first-round picks, we just drafted 2 third-round linemen. Will they not be? I don't know. That's not my call. Pete Carroll's afraid to put them on the grass. Maybe because they didn't do enough in practice and he thinks, damn, we drafted wrong. We made the wrong decisions on the draft. And we're not going to put these guys out here and make ourselves look like idiots. Because it's more about Pete Carroll's ego than it is about the Shield. We see that with Geno Smith. We see that with JPJ. We've seen this with Jacoby Myers, right? Why we're not going to trade you, but we're not going to guarantee you money? This organization sucks, man. Whether you want to believe it or not. The Raiders organization is ass. It's not Geno. It's above that. It's above that. It's Spytek. It's Tom Brady. It's Mark Davis. And it's everybody on that board that makes decisions. Now, we've cleaned some of them out. It might take time for some of them to, to filter in to the decision making. But do we have time to wait? Do we have time to wait? No. We have 2 more years with Pete Carroll. Just cut the ties, bro. Rip the Band-Aid off. Say, look, we tried it. It's not working. But we can't wait 3 years and decide, okay, now let's go with a young coach when they've been coached by this 74, 75, 76-year-old man for the last 3 years. And let's bring in a young, innovative guy and start all over again? No. Start all over now. Right now. Today. Today. Tomorrow's press conference should read, Pete Carroll retires. Pete Carroll retires. Give the team to Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham has been passed over not once, but twice. He should have been the interim coach when Dick Daniels got fired. He should have been the interim head coach when John Gruden. Oh, he wasn't there when John Gruden fired. He should have been the interim head coach when AP got fired. But he wasn't. He wasn't. He was passed over. Was he there when Gruden got fired? I think he was. He should have been there when Gruden got fired. So he's been passed over and over and over again. Give it to Patrick Graham the rest of the season. Make your phone calls now. Let people know. Look, we're tearing it all down. Mike LaFleur, what are you doing? You want to be offensive coordinator for the Rams your whole life? Or do you want to be like your brother and have your own team, right? Come over here to the Raiders and whatever you want, whatever you want. You want to trade Max? Trade Max, right? But Brock and Ashton Jeanty can't go nowhere. Brock and Ashton Jeanty can't go nowhere. This is why Max Crosby is such an asset. Because you have an Ashton Jeanty. You have a Brock Bowers. You have two players that are the future, right? So get more of those players. Let Max go, bro. Let Max go. You know, soar like a condor. Fucking whatever. Wherever he wants to go. But this ain't working, man. This is holding us down. This is holding us down. It's holding us down. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Now, as far as these draft picks, Pete Carroll's going to sit up there and say, I'm not afraid to play guys. I'm not afraid to play young guys, right? I'm not afraid to play these guys. But why do we have one Ashton Jeanty playing? Jack Besh has showed me something on the field. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about the 74-year-old coach. But I do know that what I've seen of Jack Bash on the field, he's a second-round receiver. No, he don't have the speed of Thornton, but he catches way better. He runs way better routes. He has better separation. Why isn't Jack Besh on the field more? This coaching staff is making stupid decisions. Meredith, struggling. It's obvious to everybody how much he's struggling. Will he eventually be good? I believe yes. I believe Meredith is going to be good at whatever spot they put him at. But you can't ask him to snap his fingers and wish upon a star and become Jason Kelsey. No. It takes time. It takes development. And the people that are developing him, I don't have faith in anymore. I had faith when they were hired. I never wanted it. I wanted LaFleur. I wanted a young coach. They should have made the phone call and said, bro, whatever you want to do, it's yours. Like Chicago did with Ben Johnson. They said, this is here. We don't want nothing to do with it. But let me ask another question. Did Ben Johnson not take this job because of Tom Brady? Now, I know he got the interview because of Tom Brady, right? He wouldn't have even took the interview if it wasn't for Tom Brady. But when he went to the interview and talked to Tom Brady, do you think possibly he was like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. I ain't having this dude over my shoulder. I'm going to go to a team like the Chicago Bears that are going to give me everything I want and let me do what I want as a head coach to build this team as I see fit. That's what I feel like. Why you not saying the thing to the kids are saying? Isn't some song something else? What? The Packers trolled that word Jordan Love a failed horribly. What? I know you can't, and I can't read, but you can't spell. Jimmy, read your comments. You got a super chat ignoring your fans. Man, I'm good with Raider fan for life. He's not impatient like you, so don't worry about it. Mom, what's good? Mom's in the chat? What? Man, Mom gracing us with her presence? Stop playing. Love you, Mom. Call you later. Excuse my language. What coach is going to want to come to the Raiders when we consistently fire them? You got to convince them. You got to tell them you're fed up. This is what's going to happen. You put it in writing. It's simple. You put it in writing. No fire clause. No matter what happens, this is your team for this amount of years. 3 years. You got 3 years to show improvement. The first year is your rookie year. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. There's going to be struggles. And we can say that with Pete Carroll. But we can't say that with the decisions that he's making. They tried to change Ashton Genty's stance. They took JPJ away from center. Look, they got rid of Amari Gaynor, our best special teams player. You know what sucks now more than the defense and the offense? Special teams. I want Odegon head coach. I mean, we could go that way too, but you know, it's not too often that college coaches come in and, you know, change NFL franchises around. It's a different sport, right? It's a different communication. When you're talking to these men that are coming up trying to make it to the NFL, they're relying on you to make it to the NFL. They're relying on you to coach them up, to put them on the field, to lead them in the best path, to have the ability to get seen, to have a chance to make it to the combine, right? to play in the whatever bowl. I can't think right now, right? That's their job. But when you get to the NFL and you're used to guys listening to you, respecting you, and you got guys that are overpaid, making way too much money, that don't give a shit what you got to say, they just want to win now, or some of them just want a paycheck and don't really care why they're there. There's a lot of that out there too. It's rough. It's rough. So for me, I would take, you know, a guy that's been in the NFL, that knows how to, you know, that knows how to bond with these players and gel with these players. I hate to say this, but we may have been, I hate to say this, the way we have been playing over the years, this team shouldn't be in the NFL. Whew. Damn. I can draft better than that. Slamming Sammy Joe. What's good? What's good? You can draft better than Spytech. Don't talk about it, bro. Be about it. Fill out your application. Go up there, apply to the NFL, and tell them, look, this is what I want to do, and I can do it better than Spytech. And, you know, see how that works for you. But it might work out. I don't know. 6'7" is a song. I work with a lot of youngins, and they got me saying it. I've never heard of it, but cool. Are you reading my comments, Rebel? Yeah, when I get to them, bro. When I get to them. Zerzombo, what it do? How many interceptions until they sit Geno Smith? Man, look. I know I'm not Chat Sports. I know I'm not Mitchell Renz. I know I don't have his teeth, his beauty, his looks, right? His energy. But come on, man. If you come to this channel, at least gain the knowledge that I'm giving you. Please, just gain the knowledge that I'm giving you. Because I don't sit up here and talk just to hear myself talk. I'm trying to educate people, right? Trying to grow a family here and trying to educate people that might not know, you know, shit. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't educate people. I don't know. But damn, I've said this over and over and over again. It doesn't matter how many interceptions Geno has. It doesn't matter how many yards he has. It doesn't matter how many games we lose because of Geno. What matters to Pete Carroll is his feelings for Geno. His love for Geno. His blinded. That dude got 2 patches over his eyes. Like, the Raiders symbol should be like this from now on. Blinded, thinking Geno is elite in any category ever in the NFL is crazy talk to me. Crazy. So, 30, he'll still be in there. Pete Carroll was asked in his press conference today, What do you think is your overall evaluation of Geno Smith so far? He said Geno's made some good plays. Um, Geno's had some balls tipped. He's had some guys cut in front of him. He's had some defensive backs jump routes. But Geno hangs in there. Geno keeps throwing it. Geno's mindset is strong. And Geno's going to help us win. So, I thought about taking Geno out, but I figured we needed the practice. The practice? Practice? We talking about practice? Not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice. Isn't he 34 years old? Hasn't he been in the NFL for 14 years? Does he really need live game time practice? And if so, why the hell are we paying him that money? Are y'all paying? I ain't paying him shit. Why the hell are the Raiders paying him that money? Because I ain't going to sit up here like some people and act like this is my team and everything I know is better than them, right? But why are the Raiders paying him that money? Why? Why? He's not coming out of the game. If Geno gets hurt, then we get a new quarterback. If Geno doesn't get injured this season, he plays all year. Mark my words. If we're 1-15, Geno's going to be in there because Pete Carroll is now looking at this from, okay, we're going to win right away because Geno's elite, to Geno needs time to develop at 34 years old. Geno needs chemistry with the receivers. Geno fucking flipping Smith threw his rookie receiver under the bus. Under the bus. Under the bus. Pull up later on tonight in about 4 hours. We're going to break down. No film. Interviews from this bullshit nonsense they keep feeding us. And nothing being done about it. And some of y'all as sheep just keep eating it up. Just eating it up like it's soup. It's good too. Man, you can't make chicken soup out of chicken shit, bro. You can't. So Geno's not going anywhere. I said this the day one he was hired. I came on, went live for 4 hours talking about Geno Smith. How this was going to be a problem. How Geno Smith and Pete Carroll's bond should have never been brought to the same team. They should have never allowed Pete Carroll to bring in Geno Smith. And if they would have just took the time to listen to Pete Carroll talk about Geno, somebody in that organization should have had some common sense to say, we can't bring this dude in here. Because if it goes south, it's just going to stay going south. If the wheels fall off, they're going to grind this bitch until the brake pads fall off and the rotors are gone. You'd be driving grooves in concrete. Pete don't care, bro. Pete don't care. He cares more about Geno Smith than he does the Shield. Just remember, it could always be worse. We could be Jets fans. I would much rather be a Jets fan, bro. I would much rather be a Jets fan. They have promise. They have a young head coach who's a damn good defensive coordinator, who is going to draft well, who is going to put people around him to succeed, but it's going to take him some time. He didn't inherit the team Ben Johnson did. You know, his buddy over there from the Lions, Ben Johnson got the Chicago Bears, has their quarterback, has a bunch of receivers, has a damn good defense, had a couple of O-line pieces. This man went to the Jets. He went to the Jets. When was the last time the Jets had anything? He had to settle for Justin Fields. You had to, bottom of the barrel, bring in players because you don't have no money. So, the Jets got it better than us. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. They got a bunch of young players drafted in the first round. They have a bunch of players on their team playing, contributing to their team, drafted in the first round. How many do we have? How many players on this franchise playing are first round picks? How many? Ashton Jeanty, Brock Bowers. Colton Miller's hurt. We have no first-round talent. The first-round talent we drafted was ass. It was mistakes. And they let them all go. Or if they were good, they traded them. And then didn't do nothing with the trades. Traded them for worse players. Yo, my favorite Raider fan. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. Silent Static in the building. 35 mil ain't that much money to pay him. What? How is it not? How is 35 million not enough money to pay a 25 to 30 ranked quarterback? He's never been top 20, bro. He's never been top 20. I would have any day of the week took Justin Fields for that 10 million they're paying him. I would have any day of the week still took Russell Wilson for the money they're paying him. Any day of the week, I would have stuck with Aiden O'Connell for $1.4 million and used that $66 million to build an offensive line. Man, could you imagine what a quarterback with talent could do with an offensive line? It's crazy to think that you would build an offensive line before you got a running back and a quarterback. Micah getting 47 mil. He's worth every penny. He's worth every penny, bro. He's worth every penny. I don't think you noticed the super chat. I said, shout out for the $2 holla. I just noticed it now. I got to the other two already. I said thank you. Appreciate you. At this point, we are tanking for a new quarterback. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard, bro. No offense. No offense to your take, but that is dumb. Why? Why would we tank for a quarterback? Who's going to protect him? This offensive line isn't great. It's okay. I mean, they're probably 17, 18 right now, 20. I mean, they're hanging in there. They're not the worst in the NFL. But Colton Miller is about done, bro. Out the whole season. Excuse me, with the shoulder last year. Now he's got a sprained ankle with a hairline fracture in the bone. We just paid that dude for 3 years, guaranteed money. Good thing they listened to me and didn't pay him over 20, like some people were saying. Oh, pay him 25, he's worth it. Golly. Still, it's a lot of money, bro. So we have Colton Miller. We have Parham. I think we could do better. We have Jordan Meredith. If we put him at guard, I don't think we could do much better. Not right off the bat. Move him to guard. Move JPJ back to center. But now you still need a right tackle. DJ Glaze is not it. Could he be possibly one day? Yeah, one day. Maybe. But not the way he's been getting work since he's been a rookie in the NFL. You ruined that kid. You put that man in as a rookie, and now he's just getting destroyed. Not good in the run game. Not good in the pass game. So you need offensive linemen. You need offensive linemen before you go get that quarterback. We have the running back of the future. Now we're the Giants. Now we're the Giants. Except we don't have a quarterback like Daniel Jones like they had and let go. Because they're just as stupid as us, if not stupider. Right? Daniel Jones was the problem. Nah, bro. Aiden O'Connell was the problem. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Aiden O'Connell was never the problem on this team. Aiden O'Connell was the solution. The solution. We seen how he played. The last 7 games. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. Throwing to the likes of Alex Bachman, Christian Wilkerson, Trey Tucker before the LASIK surgery, Jacoby Myers. But Aiden wasn't it. Aiden wasn't it, right? We seen how he played. The kid played his ass off. Now, is he a superstar? No. Is he athletic? No. Is there a whole bunch of upside? No. Is he great? No. But he's a starting point. He's a starting point to develop around. To develop around. And then, after you develop all the pieces around him that make an NFL team tick, If he's not it, then you move on. Now you have your offensive line, your receivers, your defense, and you're just missing one piece. The Raiders have been missing more than one piece for a long, long time. It's like that puzzle you tried to put together, 10 years ago. And when you got all the way done, there was one piece missing you never found. That's the Raiders franchise. That's the Raiders organization, wrapped up in a nutshell. These nuts. Crosby's deal is is until 2030. No, it's not. It's a 4-year deal, but there's only 2 years guaranteed. You're missing the big picture here. Why did we pay him more money? Why did we restructure? Why did we restructure his contract? Because the first contract Max Crosby signed was worth 4 years. 2 of those were guaranteed. Those 2 guaranteed years were gone. 2 years remained. No guarantee. Max Crosby, knowing he gets injured all the time, said, I'm not playing without guaranteed money. So they said, okay, we'll guarantee 2 more years, and we'll add 2 more years. And we'll give you this big deal that looks like you're signed for the next 4 years. No, you're not. You think in 2 more years he's not gonna say the same thing he did the last contract he got? I'm not playing without guaranteed money? Come on, man. Stop fooling yourself, bro. Stop fooling yourself. Stop. Well, I'm out, Rebel. Hope you have a good night. Raider fan for life. Appreciate you. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate everything you do for this channel. Hope you have a good one. Stay blessed. Peace. Ripping and flipping. Laughing my effing ass off. Bro, you always laughing at me, bro. What up, OG? How's good, man? What's good? Glad you can grace us with your presence in the live. What do you got to say? What is your solution for this? Oh, you deleted your message. What's your solution? Let me know, bro. Let me know. Got to get to work. Have a good night, Rebel. I appreciate you. See you, Raider fan for life. Respect for the love. Yes, much respect. I appreciate the hell out of you. Do we trade for like a DJ? More? What is that going to do? Geno can't throw him the ball. What's a receiver going to do for us? It's not going to help us. It's not going to make Geno's clock any faster. It's not going to make his decision making any better. It's not going to make his pre-snap processing or reads any better. It's not going to change any of that. So adding weapons for a garbage quarterback is not going to help this team. What's going to help this team is getting rid of the assets we have that can bring in assets to plug the holes we have in this ship that's been sinking for 20 damn years, bro. 20 damn years. Would DJ Moore be good? Yes. Yes. But he's going to be ass with Geno Smith. Now, if you got Kenny Pickett or Aiden O'Connell throwing on the ball, I'd say go get DJ Moore. But what are you going to trade? Jacoby Myers for him? I mean, now you're trading a receiver for a receiver. Trade Jacoby Myers. Go get a corner. Go get a safety. All the ones that you let go in free agency that were sitting there over and over and over and over again that everybody in Raider Nation said, yo, go pick this dude up. Go grab this dude. The Miami Dolphins let go one of the best corners in the league. He's over there chilling in Pittsburgh. Killing it. Killing it in Pittsburgh. Locking shit down. Strapped. Right? Justin Simmons. Is he still a free agent? Why? Isaiah Palomalo couldn't cover a kitty with a blanket, bro. You couldn't cover a kitty cat with a blanket. You could play the box damn good. You can hit hard as hell. You can stop the run. Why aren't you where Jeremy Chin is? Why isn't Jeremy Chin out there? Oh, damn, he can't cover either. Bad decision making. Bad coaching. We went into this season thinking the offensive line we had was going to be good enough. Okay. It probably would have been. It probably would have been. If you would have left it the hell alone. If you didn't take the best player at the best position and move him over and then put somebody that's going to struggle right next to him. If you would have been taking these third-round picks and Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, damn, maybe, just maybe, during camp, we put him in Colton Miller's spot. We put him at right guard. We put him at left guard. Not with Aiden O'Connell throwing to nobodies and the twos. With the ones. How did they hold up against our second string defense, which is trash and nobody's out there playing from that defense, except for maybe 5 guys, right? How did they hold up? There should have been a quarterback battle, right? Shout out Vinny Bonsignor. Shout out Vinny B, who got on my ass when I said there should be a quarterback battle all over X. Don't worry, I'm going to find him and post him, Vinny B. Gino's 1,000 times better than Aiden O'Connell. There should be no quarterback battle. There is no quarterback battle. There has never been a controversy. I know. Because you wouldn't let Aiden O'Connell play. Because you wouldn't put Aiden O'Connell with the ones. The same reason you would not put Kenny Pickett in when we were getting blown out last week. Ego. At the GOAT 209. If you watch my shit, I apologize. I'll apologize to you on X again because I'm that dude. I apologize. I got on your ass. I trolled you for like 2 days because you said Pete Carroll had an ego. Chip Kelly had an ego. I was wrong, bro. I was wrong. I see it now. This is all about ego. The Kai Blue Kelly, the JPJ, the Jordan Meredith. Tremaine Pratt. Probably even the Christian Wilkins. I mean, come on. This has all been about ego. What else is it about? Jermaine Pratt has been our best linebacker. You can't tell me you get rid of your best linebacker because he's disgruntled, because he wants to win, because there's a problem in the locker room, because the coaching ain't what he expected. This is what you sold him when you brought him in here. Do I have to pull up the Jermaine Pratt interview, his first interview, when they said, "Why'd you want to be a Raider?" Because Pete Carroll sold it to me. He said, "I never lost more than 10 games. I never do not win more than 10 games in a season." That's what he told everybody he brought in here, right? I always win 10 games. Every year I win 10 games. We're going to do the same thing here right from the jump. Now all of a sudden, when asked the question, do you feel like this team is still a win now team? Or do you think it's going to take a little bit? He said, it's going to take much longer than I imagined. Much longer than you imagined. We don't have much longer than you imagined. We were fed a bunch of lies constantly that this team was going to be not in rebuild mode, that we were going to bring in all these pieces to hit the ground running. Run, Forrest, run. Fuck out of here, man. Bullshit ass. If you have Raider homies, man, share this live. Get my name out. Help me out. I'm tired of being in the bottom feeder of this content creating shit. A solid one, I could have had Mac Jones. Could have built around Mac Jones. Bro, you could have built around Mac Jones. You could have built around... For the last 3 years, I've been saying Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. He played one game last year with the Rams. You know who that game was against? The 49ers. One of the best defenses in the NFL. He threw 3 touchdowns, all dimes, and the Rams won. The year when they played earlier in the season, Matthew Stafford lost against them. But Carson Wentz came out and beat him because Stafford was hurt the next time they played. Carson Wentz comes in, takes over from Minnesota for the young kid that's hurt again. Golly, J.J. McCarthy. And he's out there killing it. Mac Jones. Everybody wrote Mac Jones off. Out there killing it. Why would you pay somebody $66 million guaranteed for 2 years, $33 million a season, and add 2 more years to their contract? When you've already coached him, you already know what he's worth. You already know that's one of the reasons you got fired and let go over there in Seattle. Come on. Geno was never nothing without Pete Carroll. And he ain't never going to be nothing with Pete Carroll, obviously, from now on. So, there was a lot of guys. Sam Darnold, bro. Sam Darnold. You could have went and got Sam Darnold. You could have went and got Justin Fields, like I said. You could have went and got a bunch of quarterbacks that could have played. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I wasn't doing YouTube then. But I was trolling every single content creator out there. Mainly Chat Sports and Mitchell Renz. I said, the day the Raiders got beat by Baker Mayfield, call up the Rams. Ask them what they want for Baker Mayfield. He was a 1-year deal. They brought him in on a plane. He beat the Raiders. $4 million. $4 million. 1, 2, 3, 4. $4 million. That's $29 million less than you're paying Geno Smith. 2 years ago, we could have got Baker Mayfield. Instead, they let him go play at Tampa Bay for a whole season for $4 million. And then they decided to re-sign him for $30 million. Why would you not bring in a quarterback when you had Stidham as your quarterback? Because you fired Derek Carr? You got absolutely nothing for the greatest quarterback the Raiders have ever had. You just let him walk out of the building. In need of a quarterback, and you have Baker Mayfield, that I've said over and over again, in the right system, that dude's going to be a dog. I said the same thing about Sam Darnold. I said the same thing about dude over there backing up Justin Herbert right now. Trey Lance. I've said this on this channel many times. Trey Lance just needs the right system, the right fit. He looked pretty damn good in preseason. He didn't look like the GOAT, but he looked better than Geno. Did you see them 80-yard bombs he was throwing in preseason? Come on, man. Come on. Grim messaged me and said someone on the Raiders got released. Yeah, Jermaine Pratt. Sorry about the game last night. Man, that game ain't shit. I ain't worried about the game. The game's done. It's time to move on. We have the Titans coming into our house. 0-2. Geno Smith is 0-17, throwing the ball 10 yards or more in his own house, in a dome, where he's supposed to be the shit. We had bigger problems. We had bigger problems than last week. Last week is behind us. I'm worried about the future and where we're going now, man. So, yeah, the game sucks. And I appreciate you apologizing, Soupy. But, I don't dwell on those. I move past the next day. Yeah, I'm always going to be hurt. I'm always going to be pissed. Laughing my ass off. Patrick Graham, what the fuck? Another monotone, quiet, overrated defensive coach. I mean, I give Patrick Graham a lot of shit. But that Giants defense was good, bro. I don't know what you're seeing. But the Giants defense was pretty good. With not a lot of great players. They had some okay talent. But that Giants team was pretty good. This Raiders team has been good when our starters are out there. It's the guys behind him. He has nobody to fill in. You can't expect a coach to come out and dominate and win every matchup when you only have 11 guys that can do what you need to be done. Most teams in the NFL have 23, 24 guys on defense that could, do what they need done, right? Defense usually has more guys than the offense. We don't have any of those guys. When we bring somebody in, that shit goes boom. It's a big drop. It's like an elevator when the string broke. We don't have that shit here. So it's not Patrick Graham's fault. It's not Patrick Graham's fault. But who's more qualified to take over this team for the rest of the season? If Pete Carroll does decide to retire, or if you could convince him to retire. But then again, what Mark Davis is paying another. Mark Davis is paying another coach, another person that's not coaching on the team. It's crazy, bro. 91 mil guaranteed, 72 debt money for 72 dead cap value. I wouldn't trade Max for what? I would trade Max for 5 first round picks. um, thanks Spytech. Thanks Spytech for that, right? Thank Tom Brady for bringing in his buddy that has never been in this position and thinking we're gonna come in and win, right? And I swallowed the Kool-Aid, bro. They got me again. They got me again. It ain't happening again. It ain't happening again. You will not see me gassing anybody up. You will not see me helping them push their agenda anymore. Anymore. From now on, I'm negative fucking Nancy. That's my name. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to say what I feel. And even if I feel like it could possibly be good, I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But yo, yeah, that's a lot of money for Max, bro. It's a lot of money. But check it out. If somebody really wants him, they're going to pay him that dead cap money or pay half of it. And if you can get 2 first round picks for a Max Crosby, you go do it, right? You go do it. To me, you go do it. You worry about your defense later. That's a problem. I mean, you got Malcolm Kuntz, right? You got Tyree Wilson. You got Charles Snowden. I mean, come on. There's guys all the time in free agency that get pulled onto other squads, and they come out here killing it. They come out killing it. So, so what do you think of Geno leading in interceptions? I told you so. I told you so. I told y'all. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I didn't predict this team to go 12-5. But I made my predictions a week after they signed Geno, before camp. Before we knew Christian Wilkins was gone, before we knew all these problems we had, before we knew JPJ wasn't going to be the center, before we knew AOC wasn't going to have any chance to battle for the position to see if maybe there was a better fit. No, before all that. So, I already knew it. I knew it. I mean, I said it a million times. If this team comes out, hits the ground running, has a run game, right? The offense is putting up, 28, 30 something points a game, and the defense is, slowly catching up, we'll be all right. Well, I was totally wrong. The defense was way ahead, and the offense is light years behind. And yeah. But, it is what it is. So, I mean, I knew Geno was going to be bad without, he's an if quarterback. You got to have an offensive line. You got to have a running game. You got to have guys you can throw the ball up to that'll win those 50-50 balls, like Jack Besh, who should be in the game. So I'm not surprised. I mean, I'll take that back. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought with the weapons he had, with his so-called mobility, that he was going to be able to make more plays for us and better decisions. So I'm a little bit surprised. Jack Besh isn't playing because Kelly and Carroll think they're smarter than they are. Reality is proven otherwise. 100%, my guy. Shout out to my guy Rip and Flip It, always keeping it honest. What's up, Mom? Yeah, Mom was in the building. Karen Ramsey. Y'all say hi to Karen Ramsey, Mom, if she's still in here. I think that's the first time she's ever popped in one of my lives before, and I'm over here ranting away. They tell me to say it all the time on my live, and I won't say it. What? Say what? I don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm gonna build a sheep and go live. Okay, well, build your sheaf. What is a sheaf? You're gonna build a chief? A sheaf? Oh, a shelf. I got you. Intern from the scouting department on the ground floor. Stop moving. For what I think, honestly, it may look into it. Aside from the Eagles and the Chiefs, I believe that could benefit any other team. You should look into it, man. You should look into it. Those two don't need any help, man. Every team in the NFL needs help, bro. It's nasty shit. Blown out 40 to 8. Well, come on, man. If you're gonna come in here and talk shit and disrespect my trash ass team like that, at least get the score right. We didn't put up 8, bro. We got 6. We got 6, man. We got 6. Did we even get 6? Did we get 3? I don't know. Who cares? Gino will likely play next year too. See, that's my problem. That's my problem with this. That's my problem with this. We're the only team in the NFL that has 5 fucking quarterbacks right now. 5. We have 5. Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, Aiden O'Connell, Cam Miller, and Jeff Briscoe or some shit. NASCAR driver. So there's a problem here, man. There's a problem. When you have a quarterback that has thrown 9 interceptions in 5 games, and you have 5 quarterbacks, yes, one's on the IR, but he shouldn't be on the IR. He shouldn't be on the IR. He was put on the IR. You know what injury reserve means? It means 4 weeks. 4 weeks. He should have been off IR last week. He should have already been throwing. Nobody's asked about Aiden O'Connell. Nobody cares where Aiden O'Connell is. That's the problem with this organization. That's the problem with these dudes asking the questions, the media. You got a guy that's played better than anybody on this team since Derek Carr's left, and nobody's wondering what's up with that. What's up with Aiden O'Connell? Nah, but they ask what's up with Lonnie Johnson. When's Lonnie Johnson coming back? That dude snapped his fibula. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna take a minute. Aiden O'Connell broke his wrist. 6 to 8 weeks. He should be back. Imagine if the coaches and the fan base and all the media within the Raiders organization gave AOC as a rookie, then 2 and 3 year vet, the same grace as a 13-year quarterback, laughing my ass off. All idiots. All idiots. Call them out. Call them out. Rip it and flip it. Call them out. All idiots. You want me to say their names? You want me to call them out? Can't do that. They'll probably get my channel banned. But just pick a content creator, not named Jimmy Rogers / Raiders Rebel. Go ahead, pick one. Pick one. Pick one that didn't talk shit about Aiden O'Connell. Oh, DSLR. What is it? DSR and LV-R. Us 3. We the only 3. The only 3 content creators in all of the planet that said Aiden O'Connell should be the starter. He should have been a starter since day 1, since day 2, since day 3. Imagine what you just said. Imagine if they just thought, damn, did you see those first 7 games Aiden O'Connell played in the NFL? He was a 4th round pick. A 4th round pick? Not too many 4th round picks play like that. The only one that I can remember playing like that in his rookie year was Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was, on a team that was supposed to be Super Bowl bound, right? Had all the weapons, had all the pieces. They just needed a quarterback. He got in, got his chance to play, played well. But other than that, it's been Aiden O'Connell, bro. Aiden O'Connell, 4th round pick. 4 touchdowns in the first half. 4 touchdowns in the first half against the Dischargers. As a rookie. A kid that was sacked 7 times by Khalil Mack. Because Dick Daniels wanted to make a statement to Raider Nation and let him just get blasted and blasted and blasted. You know what Aiden O'Connell did? He got up. Dime after dime after dime. Brought us back and gave us a chance to win the game. Now, he misread it. The guy jumped the route. Guy jumped the route. It was a good play. But I'm not going to sit up here like our coach Pete Carroll and say, oh, well, it was a good throw. The guy just jumped the route. It was a bad decision. He probably should have known that guy was cutting across and was going to jump the route. He read it wrong. But he made the throw. And he lost the game. but that was his first game ever in the NFL. And if you didn't see something in that game, bro, you should not be talking about football on the internet. You shouldn't be watching football. You should be studying and learning the game, really. Because if you can look at Aiden O'Connell's first game, with all the adversity he went through, with all the shit that was going on in the organization, being third string all through camp, holding the clipboard, running with the bottom feeders whenever you did get a chance to come in and throw the ball, which is very, very minimum, right? You have your first string quarterback, your second string quarterback. One's, running with the ones against the twos, and the other's running with the twos against the ones. You know what your third string quarterback is doing? Taking notes. And if anybody, including Mitchell Renz at Chat Sports, can sit there and look at that game and look at the rest of the games Aiden O'Connell played and say he's only going to be a backup, this is why we're in a situation we're in, bro. This is why we're in the situations we're in. I was saying the same thing yesterday about the interview, Rebel. That's why I like tuning in. Appreciate you, Menace. He's making excuses, bro. He's making excuses. He's making bad decisions. He's backpedaling on what he says. And once you start backpedaling, you lost integrity to me. You lost my respect. And, all my feelings about Pete Carroll in his past are done with, bro. You're done. You got on the wrong side of the rebel. That's the way it goes. Ask Gino. Ask Gardner. Ask Divine Diablo, who couldn't tackle a damn mannequin in a department store, who seems to be killing it now over there in Atlanta. I give people chances, man. Chance after chance after chance. I sat up here and talked up Gino. I'm not going to say I didn't. I said Gino could have one of the best years ever in his career if he stepped up and played like he should play. Well, obviously, he proved me wrong and right. He's not the man I thought he was. I already knew that. And he doesn't have the intelligence to play the quarterback position, bro. I'm sorry. That's all. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. If you think I'm wrong, or I'm just being hard on Gino, or I'm being racist, does anybody old enough to remember when he played for the Jets? He missed a whole entire football game because he forgot his watch in the hotel? That's intelligent? You forgot your watch, bro. Your watch? You missed a football game as a starter because you forgot a watch in a hotel? That's some bullshit to me, bro. Come on. Raiders draft Dylan Raiola in 2000. Oh, come on, man. Don't even go there, bro. Don't even go there. Let's put all of our assets and all of our concentration into making sure whatever quarterback we get is going to be that quarterback for the future. Or he has a chance. I don't want Dylan Raiola, the damn fucking cosplay Patrick Mahomes. Bro, take your cosplay somewhere else. You got a problem, bro. You need your own identity. Be yourself. You want to come in here and be Patrick Mahomes, cut your hair like him, wear glasses just like him. Shit, he probably even got some plastic surgery to look more like him. That's some weird shit, bro. We don't need that in Raider Nation. We do not need that over there. We don't need that, bro. Jets fans want their head coach fired over there? I mean, of course. They're not going to give him a chance. And he's the only coach in Jets history to start the season 0-5. But maybe there's a reason he's starting the season 0-5. Maybe because he's turning the culture around and there's so much bad that he has to make good. Kind of like Pete Carroll. But my problem with Pete Carroll is the decision making and the backpedaling, bro. You can't stand up here and tell. If we're friends, or we hang out and you tell me some shit, and then I ask you about it later and you backpedal, bro, our relationship is. To me, that means everything, bro. Integrity. Stand on business. Stand on your shit. If you say something, stand on that shit. Don't be like, oh, well, I mean, what I meant was, nah, bro. nah. You came out here all cocky with your chest pumped out saying this ain't a rebuild. We're gonna win now. We're gonna win a lot of games. We've won one game. one. One. We could have won possibly three. This game was the worst game I've seen in many, 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 many years, bro. Many moons. I don't know how many moons, but probably in the thousands. Which would be what? 4 years? It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I'm telling you. Many, many moons. So we got to do something, man. We got to do something in the Raider Nation. I know I'm way behind in the chats. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care shit. I don't care. I'm always reading your comments. And what y'all tell me? He never reads his comments. Man, I stay here for 3.5 hours to get the comments read. And y'all still tell me I don't keep up with my shit. Y'all hear that? Getting attacked by birds, bro. Can y'all hear that or no? I guess I can't read it because I got so many comments. He's really not bad though. He's definitely weird. I mean, he's not bad. He's okay. I mean, last year he made some horrible plays, bro. Real Talk Raider Nation. What up, Rebel? Have a good live, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Y'all go check out my guy, 805 over there. How many players on the defense would be starters on another team other than Max? Jamal Adams. I think depending on the team, you know, Jonah Laulu, you know, he might. Bro, there's I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going, and I don't have an answer. Not many. Probably none. But Pete Carroll hasn't done all bad, right? He brought in Lonnie Johnson that I believe really would have helped his team cover-wise, right? Lonnie Johnson was picking up Geno Smith nonstop. Them birds are loud, bro. So, you know, he brought in Lonnie Johnson. He moved Jamal Adams, right, to the linebacker spot. So he's done some good. It's not been all bad for Pete Carroll. It's the backpedaling that's killing me right now. Jack Kenna in the building, what it do? Pete Carroll fucked up when he changed the O-line. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it. But there's a whole bigger picture than that. Why is Jermaine Pratt getting let go? What did he do to get let go? Is this ego? Is it an ego trip? He was our best linebacker. He has an 85 grade. An 85 grade for the season. For the season. And we let him go? You reminded me how remember new number 1 on the draft board and didn't get drafted until the 7th round. And look, I'm not gonna stand here and say I didn't want Ashton Gentry because I'd be a liar. And so I have more integrity than that. I didn't want Armin Membu. I didn't believe he was gonna be the player that he was. I thought it was gonna take time. I was wrong. The dude's killing it right now. He's killing it right now. How about them Patriots, man? The only team we beat in the NFL, the Patriots, are 3-2 and just beat the only left undefeated team in the Buffalo Bills. We beat that team. This team has digressed, bro. We've headed in the wrong direction. Like the title says, right? Like the thumbnail says, heading in the wrong direction. Geno got his helmet on backwards. Go check out the merch. Damn, I wish those birds would fly away so you could see how many hundreds of thousands of birds are in that tree right there. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Um, TT, what? Yeah, see Mimbu out there making plays. Joe Alt's out there making plays. Um, the kid that said he would die on the hill to protect, that's the kind of dudes we need. That's the kind of dudes we need. I was big on Charles Grant. I'm not going to lie. Charles Grant has upside, bro. Charles Grant has upside. He needs to be out there. He needs to be out there getting reps. We're 1-4 at the bye week. At the bye week. If we're still 1-6, if we're 1-6, we lose these next 2 games, which very likely we're going to. This team is heading in the wrong direction. So if we lose these next 2 games, we're 1-6 going into the bye. It's time to play Charles Grant. It's time to play Charles Grant. Move DJ Glaze. If Colton Miller's, not back and ready to go, which he probably won't be. He's probably out for the season, more than likely. But throw Charles Grant in there, bro. Stone Forsythe has no upside. This is my problem with Pete Carroll. You have 3 years to get it done. And you're trying to ruin it for the next guy that's taking over for you. You're trying to make it so we have to start all over in 3 years. That's not why you were brought in here. You were brought in here to develop this team, to make us a winning franchise, to show us what it's like to win in the NFL. And you're doing the opposite. You're doing the opposite. So by the time he leaves, and you're playing these dudes that are at the end of their peak, and you're not letting these youngsters play, they're not going to be developed. They're not going to be ready for whoever takes over for Pete Carroll. This is why we have to make the decision now. It's why we have to move on now. But yeah, Mimbu was a dog, bro. Now the best linebacker released. Man, they also released our best up-and-coming linebacker with potential in Amari Gaynor. That was one of the biggest losses that pissed me off more than anything. Amari Gaynor's a man of God, a man of faith. He has mad work integrity. He's out there grinding every single day. He played special teams. Never got his chance and they let him go? For what? For who? For Jermaine Pratt? Y'all let him go to keep Cody Lindenberg and Tommy Eichenberg, who are getting cooked on special teams? The decision making has not been good. I'm going to piss people off with Pete Carroll is no longer compete. JPJ has to work hard at the starter when Geno sucks ass and doesn't. It's favoritism, bro. It's favoritism. It's all favoritism. Like I said earlier, y'all don't remember? Y'all do not remember when Russell Wilson had his own office in Seattle? You don't remember the players bitching and complaining? Why do you think Russell Wilson got traded? Because he got favoritism from Pete Carroll. We're going to lose this team. We're going to lose the fan base. And then what are they going to do, bro? What are they going to do? Am I live? Yeah, I'm always live, bro. What up? I think the record is saying something, Rebel. I think it's recording saying something, Rebel, about your live. What? What? What do you mean? Ray Flores, what's good? Hey, brother, how you doing today? It's Ray from Sacramento. I remember you, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Just got here. What are we talking about? We're talking about this trash-ass coaching. We're talking about, it's time to move on. Because there's no upside with Pete Carroll. You can go back and watch the live. I don't want to go all over it again, but, we're trying not to talk about Geno too much. That's for tomorrow. Make sure I'll pull up tomorrow, 1 o'clock. I will be live first thing, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're going to do the Geno thing. That's why we're not doing it tonight. GeoMex, what it do? Honestly, wouldn't mind giving the deal to Mac Jones, Brady Jr. Jones. It's just not asking for starter money. Man, it made sense, bro. It made sense. It made sense. I would have brought in Mac Jones. I would have brought in Justin Fields. I would have brought in Russell Wilson. And I would have said, no, this job is not yours. You compete for it. Just like we did last year. One day, it's Gardner Minshew. The next day, it was Aiden O'Connell. People bitched about that. But I think if we would have had that this year, we wouldn't have this problem with Geno Smith. We would have known, okay, he's not running the offense as good as this dude over here. and maybe we made the bad decision, right? Let's cut him now. Let's get rid of it. But we didn't, man. We didn't. 916 all day. We're going to shenanigans this weekend. Nice. Message deleted by Candy Apple. This is not live. What? Am I not live? It's still ticking. It's still ticking. It says there's 12 people in here. Only 17 likes. Y'all are cold, man. Y'all are cold. An hour and a half I've been preaching to y'all. The Bears. Hello from California. The Bears. What's good, my guy? Jason, appreciate you popping in. Jack Kenna's out. All right, bye, Kenna. You know it takes me a long time to get to the bottom, bro. Come on. I'm not happy with Gino. Gino's got to go, bro. Raiders. You know, we screaming that no matter what. 1-17, 1-5. It don't matter, bro. It's this all day. This too. Raider Nation family for life. Raiders need to start from scratch and fire Pete Carroll. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Go out. Do what I said last year. Make the call to the Rams. Call up Mike LaFleur. Tell him, bro, I want you to come and do for Las Vegas what your brother went and did for Green Bay. Right? He sat behind one of the greatest coaches, you know, of our times right now. Over there with the Rams. And then he moved on to bigger and better heights. Now his little brother's over there in the same position. And he's killing it with that offense. Go get a young guy. Look, here's the thing, bro. With hiring coaches that are known head coaches like a Pete Carroll, like a Mike Vrabel, you know, there's expectations. They have a record, right? And when you're a coach like Pete Carroll who has a record of winning your whole life, expectations come with those hires. You're not meeting those expectations. Go get a young guy that has no expectations, right? He's never coached in the NFL as a head coach. Do what the Bears did, right? Only 12 more games of this compete nonsense. Yeah, there's no competition, bro. There's no competition. Only at the positions they want a competition at. The real positions that should have a competition, there'd be a lot of guys not playing right now. I love Kai Blue Kelly, a Vegas kid. I think, you know, he's got potential. But it's just not working right now. You're not a starter. You're a rotational piece. And right now you're getting cooked like a rotational crispy piece on a damn... Hey, Jason, what's up with this shit? Start all over again, right? What do we say about Mark Davis? He needs to sell the team. I'd be happy. I heard some shit about Elon Musk wanting to buy the team for like $13 billion or some shit. Sign that shit over, bro. Sign that shit over. Mark Davis is cursed. He's a black cat in the building. I don't think he's cursed. I think the Raiders are cursed. I think this organization is cursed from making bad decisions, from doing people dirty. And you know, I should have left this organization and stopped being a Raider fan when they did Derek Carr like they did, really. I mean, all the shit that Derek Carr's done for this franchise, for this organization, and y'all let an outsider who left the Colts high and dry and didn't even call them and tell them, hey, I don't want the job. I'm not taking it. I'm going back to the Patriots to be offensive coordinator. You let that guy come in and get rid of the greatest quarterback we ever had. And I should have moved on then. But, man, I'm just loyal to this shit. Mark Davis told his father that he would not remove the Raiders, and look what happened. I mean, yeah. Pratt was a top 10 player with the Raiders. Granted, he was like number 9, but still. You can't get rid of players like that, man. He was a veteran. He was a veteran that contributed to this team. Mark was talking to people in Las Vegas for a long time. Joanna, what's good? Appreciate you popping in, girl. What up from Cali? Jim Rat, what it do, man? Appreciate you. You pumping that iron? Getting your grind on? The muscles up? Trey Lance getting paid like $3 million, right? Right? It never makes sense to me, bro. It never makes sense to me to go get a quarterback that somebody else has moved on from. Why did they move on? Why did they not pay him his money? Why? Why? Was there a reason? Obviously there was. Seattle made the smartest decision ever. They said, bro, we were going to cut his ass anyways because we were about to bring in Sam Darnold no matter what. And the Raiders said, we'll give you a 3rd round pick. They probably could have just waited and he probably would have been cut. Nobody else was giving him a 3rd round pick. Nobody else in the NFL was stupid enough to give Seattle a 3rd round pick for Geno Smith. Nobody. Yeah, because we've been trying to replace Carr since he's been gone, bro. Since he's been gone. And I don't want to hear all this shit about Rich Gannon and Kenny Stabler, bro. Rich Gannon was, I love Rich Gannon. I love what he did for the Raiders. I love that he's still in the Raiders. Great person. But he was not better than Derek Carr. He never was better than Derek Carr. Go look at his career. Look at his play with the Vikings. Look at everywhere he's been. Kansas City. Go look at his shit, bro. Go look at it. And then tell me he's better than Derek Carr, who leads the NFL in most 4th quarter comebacks with garbage teams. The best defense Derek Carr's ever had was 22nd. 22nd, bro. 22nd. I don't think there's any quarterback in the universe that can get this team on track year after year, coach after coach. It's the same thing. Shitty owner remains. It starts in the front office. Well, I mean, I agree with that to a point, GeoMex, because Mark Davis doesn't have nothing to do with this team. He's coaching the Aces, or he's running the Aces, bro. That's it. That's his baby, right? That's his baby. That's what he cares about. That's where all his money goes. That's where he's making all his money. Actually, he's making all his money with the Raiders, but all his time and support goes to the Aces. They're a winning franchise. He don't care about the Raiders, bro. Why do you think he brought in Tom Brady? He brought in Tom Brady to be like, man, you make the decisions. When these guys have a problem, call Tom Brady. Don't call me no more. Don't call me no more. So, yes, Mark Davis is kind of the problem, but, not really. Right? He could be like the Colts manager, that chick that's, at every game, at every practice with headphones on, writing shit down. That's the owner Mark Davis should be. But instead, you got a female over there with the Colts that's probably going to take that team to the Super Bowl, running that organization, that probably doesn't know much about football, but she's got a headset on. She's listening to the play calls. She's writing shit down. She's talking to people at practice. She's involved. That's what an owner should do. 5-12, maybe if we're lucky. I don't know. I'm still that Raider in me that says we can win some games, bro. But then there's that bigger part of me that says, why? Why bother? Why bother winning games at this point? If you put in Aiden O'Connell when he comes back, he's gonna win us games. He's gonna win us games, and then people are gonna hate him even more. So don't put him in. If you put in Kenny Pickett and he wins us games, people are gonna hate that dude, because now we're battling for the number 1 position, right, in the draft, and we need those top 5 picks, man. We need all the top 5 picks we can get. So I'm not mad if we lose the rest of the season. I'm not mad. I'm gonna watch the games. I would much rather them be competitive, right? I'd much rather watch the games cheering. But if we lose, man, at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 5-12, that's too much. Why? Why win 5 games? What is 5 games going to do for us? It's going to build Pete Carroll's confidence to let him know he can still coach in the NFL? Fuck that, bro. Fuck him, too. I predicted a 7-10. Now I'm not sure if we can do that. Look, Pete Carroll said the smartest thing that I've heard him say so far in a couple days, or in a couple months. The Aces, right? The Aces started out horrible. They were like the last team in all of basketball. They went on like a 16-game run. Why can't the Raiders do that? Well, for one, they're putting in the wrong personnel. But there's still that chance, bro. There's still that chance that we can put it all together. that we can have one of those games. It doesn't look like it with the injuries we have. It doesn't look like it with the trust we have in a quarterback that sucks ass. Raiders suck this year. Raiders suck every year, man. Tell me something I don't know. They asked me to say 6'7" on my live. What the fuck is this 6'7", bro? Why are we still talking about this 6'7" number? The only number I ever liked was 69. I don't know about no 6'7". Raiders fans, I can say this. All teams go through a building phase for a few years like this. I'm just going to stop right there, bro. What? Come on, man. Have you seen this franchise? Have you seen us? What's this motherfucker? Have you seen this franchise? Have you seen us? You're talking Raiders. All I can say is all teams go through a building phase for a few years like this. And a good draft or two, and you never know. There hasn't been a few years. It's been 20 plus. 20 plus. Since my son's been born almost. He's 24. The kid's never seen the Raiders have a winning season. When I'm watching football games, does he come in and sit next to me and watch the games when he's at the house? Nope. Nope. He don't want to see me get pissed off and yell and scream. He don't want to see me be angry and be depressed because my team sucks. He loves the Raiders, but he ain't watching this shit. He's like, bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I already know what's going to happen. And that's horrible, bro. That's horrible. For a diehard Raiders fan that's got that shit tatted on him, been a fan for 50 years, and your kids don't even want to watch a game with you because you suck so bad. I got a grandson that's the smartest kid on the planet, gonna be a genius. At 2 years old, he talks better than I do. Says words I don't even know what the hell they mean. And he runs around screaming Raiders every time he sees me. Raiders! Man, I gotta groom this kid on this shit. I don't want to do that to him. I don't. At this point, seeing my son and his disappointment every time the Raiders play, I really don't want to bring my grandson into this. I would love one day to have my son and my grandson at a Raiders game. But do I really want to set him up for that disappointment, man? I don't know at this point. I don't know. I really don't know. You asked about AOC? What about AOC? Am I that far in the chat? How many people are in here? What happened to Gino? Gino happened to Gino, bro. Gino happened to Gino. You heard them thug-ass comments, bro. That's not an NFL quarterback. Those are thug comments he made. And we'll break it down. I'll be on here in a little bit. I'm going to jump off here because I got to come back on. I feel like you don't want to play with him because he's around with the Holy Bible. What? Oh, AOC? Yeah, man, I don't know what the deal is with AOC, bro. People are blind, bro. People are blind. They just don't know football. That's all there is to it. I went to the Colts game for my baby and was able to get Max Crosby's signature. Nice. However, with a blowout like that, I hope they bench Gino. Appreciate you, the Rat King. What's good, my guy? Salute. Appreciate you being in the building. That's pretty sick, though. Get Max Crosby's autograph. What happened yesterday? Colts own y'all. The Colts been owning everybody. They've only lost one game, so it's not just the Raiders. Don't come in here and act like we're the only team in the NFL they ever beat. I would wear that team right. I wouldn't wear that team right now. Man, it's kind of hard to take it off, my guy. It's kind of hard. A little bit. If I'm going to wear long sleeves, it's still hot outside, bro. The biggest problem, I didn't think the Raiders had a good draft. I thought the draft was fine. I believe in Caleb Rogers. I believe in Charles Grant. I believe in Jack Best. I thought where they were picked wasn't what we needed. How many times did y'all hear me on this channel say Trey Amos? Y'all anybody hear me say Trey Amos? The best corner in the draft, I said? Trey Amos? We could have got him in the second round. We could have had a lockdown corner. He's killing it in the NFL right now. Killing it. Killing it. Last year, I wanted Quinyon Mitchell. Nope. I mean, we got Brock Bowers. I'm happy with that, but damn, we had a tight end. We didn't really need one, and we don't have an offense to use tight end. We're gonna destroy Brock Bowers' career. You got nobody to throw him the ball. He's already hurt. You're playing him hurt. He shouldn't be out there. What the fuck is going on, man? Tackles like that go around. None of these tackles exist. In the second round aside of Mayberry, Ezri. I can't see shit, bro. Have to get an eye on the Texas to see if he develops out. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of good guys coming out. LOL football. What is football? I would have drafted OT, wide receiver, corner, defensive tackle for the first 4 picks, and then probably grab Shador in the 5th since he was still there. I mean, if you wanted to grab Shador and you wanted all that drama over here with the Raiders, like we don't have enough, that's on you. But I just, I don't know about Shador. He's Geno Smith. He's Geno Smith 2.0. 50 sacks in a season. A guy that holds the ball too long. You're not going to... He already showed it in preseason. We've seen the preseason games he played. Was I missing something? He took a 25-yard sack. A 25-yard sack in the NFL in preseason. Shador ain't it, bro. Now, maybe in a little bit, he might be. Alfredo, what it do? Are you live? It's a troll. What? Football is trash. Pittsburgh Steelers, baby, got 6. I mean, see, look, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they went and took a chance in Aaron Rodgers. Washed up Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles. Nobody wanted him. Was the last quarterback signed in the NFL. Mark Sanchez is available. Okay. My guy, Rob, has some jokes. That's funny. You got eczema? That's messed up, bro. You put some cream on that shit, cover it up. Nobody wants to see your bubbled up red rashy skin, bro. 49ers may be for real. Damn, you got diabetes too? And what? And bronchitis? Damn, bro. You need to take better care of yourself, bro. Get in the gym. Work. Pump some weights. Thing is, JPJ, I would have been looking better to sign an extension with the current management when your contract expires. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about no contracts with JPJ yet. I don't know what's going on with that. Google, why does your throat hurt? Well, stop eating corn the long way, and maybe it won't hurt so much. I don't know. I'm just messing with you, bro. If you're gonna troll, I'm gonna troll too. What's your face mask? Don't get sick. Wear your face mask. Don't get sick. Fred Red, what it do? Activate AI, bro. This ain't AI. This is it's a YouTube channel. You ain't gonna get no information here unless it's about football. I mean, I can give you all the information you want. Like dude said, wear a mask. Take some of them airborne pills every day, bro. You'll be fine. Watching Mac Jones just makes me think we definitely overpaid. Think they definitely overpaid Purdy. They can coach to his success. You know what Mac Jones does to me? It makes me right. It makes me right. When I've sat here and said, for 2 years now, I've been doing YouTube. Quarterbacks don't win games. Now, all these clowns that want to sit up here and say, oh, we should have won the game, but our quarterback did this. Yeah, I blame Geno. But when you have 3 interceptions, that's your quarterback losing games. But they can't win games. Quarterback only plays one position. The quarterback. He does 2 things. Throws the ball or runs the ball. He can't tackle. He can't play defense. He can't kick field goals. So losses do not go on a quarterback. Losses go on a team. You look at the win-loss column. It doesn't say Derek Carr. It doesn't say Patrick Mahomes. It says Kansas City Raiders. They lost as a team together. Quarterbacks don't win or lose games. They put points on the board so your defense can stop the other team from scoring so they can win games. But it's never been on a quarterback. You can take a bad quarterback Okay, you could take a decent quarterback and win Super Bowls. I've said this and said this and said this, and people told me, "Oh, that was in the past. That was years ago. Years ago. Nobody can do that no more. You can't do that. You can't take a bad quarterback with a good defense and win a Super Bowl like Tampa Bay did with John Gruden, right? And Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson, is Brad Johnson better than Derek Carr? Is Brad Johnson better than? I mean, shit, any of the quarterbacks we had, right? But they won a Super Bowl. Why? They had a top 5 defense. If the other team can't score, your quarterback don't have to do too much. Couple drives, kick a field goal, maybe get a touchdown, put some points on the board, right? So, yeah, seeing Mac Jones just reiterates what I've been saying this whole time. And, why I'm still not the 2,000 followers yet, why I'm not the 20,000 yet, I don't know. But I should be. I feel like I should be. Because I keep telling y'all the same shit over and over again when all these other dudes keep feeding y'all nonsense and y'all keep buying into it. We would have been just fine with Aiden O'Connell, bro. Just fine. The kid proved he could throw the football. He can read defenses. He can throw guys open. What more do you need from a quarterback but to be protected? You build around the assets you have. Instead, we push those assets to the back and bring them in a new asset to try to cover up the stank from the old asset. It's never going to work, bro. You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. You can put lipstick on it, you can dress it in clothes, you can put high heels on it, you can put a wig on that bitch. It's still a pig. That's what we are. We're pigs. No matter who you bring in, one person is not going to change this franchise around. It's not. If that was the case, Brock Bowers would have already done it. He's the best player in football, in my opinion. Ashton Jeanty would have won us some games already. But you can't when you touch the ball 14 times. The best running back right now, top 5, in my opinion, in all of the NFL, and you give him the ball 14 times, and he still has over 100 yards rushing and receiving, and we're losing games. It's coaching, man. It's coaching. This team is not prepared. They haven't been prepared in any game. Pete Carroll has the audacity to come out and say, we had a championship practice. What championship? The one you lost because you didn't run the ball with Marshawn Lynch at the 1-yard line? That kind of championship performance? Because I haven't seen any of the games be a championship performance. So, you could say we had a championship performance, but when you got your number 1s running with the 2s that don't even get on the field, bro, how do you evaluate what the performance is? It's a new song, LOL. It's 808-69 to get it. What? You ate twice? Funny. It takes a while for cohesion to set in. It wouldn't be a while for cohesion to set in if you would have kept JPJ next to the guys he's played with, Jordan Meredith and Dylan Parham. There would be no problem with cohesion. If you would have kept Aiden O'Connell in when he knows Brock Bowers, when he knows Jacoby Myers, when he knows Trey Tucker, when he knows Alex Bachman, when he knows Michael Mayer, there wouldn't have been a need for cohesion. The cohesion was there. They crumbled that shit up and threw it away, bro. Threw it away. We had the cohesion. Mark needs to sell the team. He won't because of the money from the stadium. He'll never sell the team, bro, because he don't have to do shit. He don't have to do shit but sit on his, fat ass with his jacked up bowl haircut and make billions of dollars off of fans like us that sit here and give our hard-earned money for this shit-ass product they put on the field year after year after year. That's funny talk, bro. Too much. I have 27-year-old and she thinks like watching. I mean, right? It's messed up, bro. It's messed up that we can't even have a legacy of, having your kids grow up rooting for the team you root for. it's garbage. Tyler Hilton, what's good? What's good? I'm just a new girlfriend, and I hope KC wins tonight. KC trap game, let's go. Sorry, my guy, but I hope they don't win tonight because we need all the losses in the division we could get. How do you trade Bennett, a key starter, Kelly? Um, Now when a new regime comes in, there's always going to be changes. But the changes shouldn't be your best player at a position, unless that's a star player you're getting assets for, not a backup defensive lineman. And I'm sorry, Thomas Booker is a backup defensive lineman. He has spurts, but the more he's out there, the worse he gets. So when he's out there fresh, he's a dog. But he's not a dog like Jacorian Bennett. And I know you could say Jacorian Bennett's hurt. The Raiders won that trade. How do you know Jacorian Bennett would have got hurt if he was still with the Raiders? He wouldn't have been in that predicament he was in. He might have got hurt in another play, but you can't say he would have got hurt with us, right? So, yeah, the Jacorian Bennett thing was, come on, man. It's horrible. FKC. Go Jags! Salute to you, bro. What's good, Tyler Helton, my guy? Nah, I hope y'all make it a game, right? Because I don't like watching boring games. But I hope y'all make me right when I say the legacies don't last forever, right? 5th-round quarterback is cheap. I'd be drafting him as a backup to save money is all. Yeah, but why do you draft a 5th-round quarterback as a backup when you have a 4th-round pick that showed he can be a starter, that can win games? I mean, hell, the kid put up 340 yards and 2 touchdowns last year against the Chiefs. He is the only quarterback in the NFL to throw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers against the Chiefs last year. The only, including the one that won the Super Bowl against them. How do you move on from that? That shows there is talent there that needs to be molded and brought in. So you don't draft Cam Miller in the 5th round or 6th round or whoever you're talking about in the 5th round to be a backup, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. The only time you draft a quarterback, in my opinion, in the NFL, is if he's a 1st or 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick, a 3rd round talent that you think has upside and you have a starter that is on his way out. That's the only time you draft that low. Otherwise, drafting a quarterback in the 5th or 6th round, I mean, everybody's trying to be the Patriots and get lucky with Tom Brady. You might get lucky with Purdy and Tom Brady, but how often does it happen? I mean, yeah, you could say you just take chances, but then you're wasting picks on taking chances on a guy that may or may not turn out. Hey, Mex, your team is 1-4. He's got a point there. Las Vegas clown. It is the clown show, bro. It is the clown show. But at least we're not Swifties. At least we're not Swifties. Oh, what else we got? Todd Helton played for the Colorado Rockies. Nice. Only elite quarterback will win a team game despite the rest of the team being bad. It is easier to find accomplishment. But that's not even true either. The quarterback just putting a good team around him. That's not true either, because even elite quarterbacks don't win games. Like Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback on a bad team. They won 9 games. They lost 8. They didn't make the playoffs. And those games they won was because their defense held the other team to less points than Joe Burrow was, able to put up for that team. So, I've never seen an elite quarterback win a game because the defense has to stop the other team. So it's not ever on one person, is all I'm trying to say. Shout out to the Cowgirls. Austin, what's good? Bills have like 3 good players on their offense outside of Josh Allen. How many more do you need? When you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, you don't need a number 1 receiver. You don't need a number 1 receiver. You just need guys that could catch the ball. Like, they don't have to make all the plays, right? That's why they got rid of Stephon Diggs. And now the last game, All right, so far this season, Josh Allen has thrown a touchdown to like 15 different wide receivers. 15 different wide receivers. Because when you have an elite quarterback, you have that option. I didn't expect Geno to play worse than Minshew. I did. How about them Queefs? How about them Queefs? Raider Ryan, I guess the Seahawks got it right. I mean, I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all. But you always on them other channels. No, I'll just fuck with you. Got rid of Geno just in time. Sam Darnold looking good right now. I'm tired of these quarterback retreads. Really, Pete, more patience than you than you know. Or don't by now. I mean, yeah, you said it all right there, right? You should have never allowed Pete Carroll, with his feelings, knowing his feelings and how he feels for Geno Smith, to be on our team, bro. Peace out, Raider Nation, Rebel. Keep up the good content, bro, as always. Raiders! I appreciate you, my guy. And yeah, the Seahawks got it right, you know, but the Raiders got it wrong because they listened to, you know, the GOAT, Tom Brady, that's going to come in and, you know, be hands-on and draft all our players and you know, run all our playbooks. And, you know, Tom Brady's going to do everything for this franchise. I tried to tell y'all that too. I told y'all he wasn't going to be hands-on. He has other jobs. He ain't going to do shit except pick up phone calls and, you know, ruin his team by bringing in guys like Alex Kappa, signing off on Geno Smith because you didn't want Sam Darnold. What was it about Sam Darnold that Tom Brady, the GOAT, didn't like? I said I wanted Joe Brady. I remember. Geno is missing so many open wide receivers with a clean pocket, just staring down receivers, not going through his progressions. But Pete is still saying he had a strong performance. Again, I told you this. Geno was the wrong decision, man. We can go over there and, you know, support Chat Sports and throw him all these, you know, super chats and shit. But the problem is he's wrong all the time. He leads the nation down the wrong path, bro. Constantly. He did it with Gardner. Gardner's better than AOC. AOC's a backup. Bro, everybody listened to him. Everybody, even the coaching staffs. When you got 200,000 people following you, all saying the same thing because they're sheep, bro, it's a problem. It's a problem. And I blame him more than anybody right now. More than the coaching staff. Because those stupid-ass takes that everybody keeps jumping on is what got us in this situation, man. It's what got us in this spot. Fire Dick Daniels after 3 bad games the second season. Now, yes, the Derek Carr situation, he should have been booted. But the AP situation? Come on, man. Come on. AP should have never been ran out of the building. He should have been given at least the 2 years of his contract to see if he had upside, if he could have turned his team around. But instead now we have Geno Smith with Pete Carroll, who is infatuated with Geno Smith and won't pull the plug because Geno can't do any wrong. He shouldn't have been out there past it. He should have never came out in the second half. We're talking about future. I'm talking about last week. He should have never came out in the second half, ever. We were already getting smoked. There was no chance of coming back. The team was already hanging their head. Should have never been out there. Raider Ryan, what's good? Peace out. Oh, I thought you were leaving. Peace out, Geno. Yeah, Geno's not going nowhere, man. We're stuck with Geno. And not only for this year. If they keep Pete Carroll, Geno's going to be the quarterback next year too. No matter how bad we are. I guarantee it. The game is starting. Oh, shit, I got to go. But with all this bullshit going on, why is the GM... why is our GM doing about the... I don't know. The GM... Most GMs let the coaches coach, right? They don't step in. They don't step on toes. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But something's got to happen, bro. You have to fire this dude. You have to let him go. Let him retire. We can't keep doing this. Tom Brady is only good for photos, photo ops. This glaze, Ain't nobody glazing shit, bro. You going to watch the Jags win tonight? I'm hoping I watch the Jags win tonight. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. So appreciate y'all. Much love, Raiders. I'll probably be on after the game. Yeah, we gotta go over. We gotta go over some press conferences. So make sure y'all pull up. Tell your people to tell your people to tell your people. Raiders Unleashed. Peace.